Good evening here on the Central Riverhawks YouTube channel. I'm Joel McCall. Alongside me is Bennett Laxton. He is the head coach for the Central Riverhawk girls golf team. And first of all, Coach, thank you so much for joining me. Do appreciate your time.
Absolutely. Thanks, Joel, for having me. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's been a while since we spoke, and we're going to kind of go backwards in time. But we have to start talking about the regional tournament, first of all, which was last Wednesday at Toma Hiawatha Golf Club. And you got a qualifier to sectionals, which I know that Coach Buxton had mentioned. He actually spoke to me during halftime of the football game. He came on for a little bit because Nami was had to walk off and take a breather. And it was kind of interesting. It had been a while, it sounds like, for the program to have a sectional qualifier.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to maybe go back a hair too, for those of you who don't know, out of the regional tournament, there's 8 teams there. And 4 teams move on to sectional. So the top 4 teams, and then the top 4 individuals that are not on one of those teams. So if you can essentially be in the top 15 and still make it to sectionals as long as you're in the top 4 of those who didn't qualify. So a little bit different in that way in the golf realm. So yeah, we actually, as a team, we competed. It was the first time actually all year that we competed as a varsity squad, because we had girls that were picking up the club for the first time in August, and much improvement. So we got to a level where we could play those girls, and a lot of them were playing in 18 holes competitively for the first time there at Toma last week. And it was just extremely proud of the girls. We talk about a lot of that golf is kind of a weird sport, and that you're not necessarily playing against the other girls out there. You're playing against the course, and it's a mentally intimidating sport. So I was really happy to see the girls grinding through that 18 holes. I mean, that's a long 6-hour round that these girls are making it through. So really good there. So anyways, to get back to your question, Sienna Folkers did qualify. She shot 94, and she was the second out of the individuals, so out of the teams who didn't qualify. So yeah, which is good too. So they kind of move on to sectionals, or they do move on to sectionals now, but she, being in the top 2, will get to play with the other top 2 better girls from the other regional.
Okay.
So she kind of gets the seeding wise there, gets a head up on that too.
That's kind of cool. Then I was wondering how that would work, because obviously the teams probably play with each other, right? Even at the
Correct.
next round.
Yep. So the top 2 teams out of our regional will play with the top 2 teams from the other regional. And then the 3rd and 4th teams will play with 3rd and 4th, and then the individuals will play the same way as well. So
Yeah, that's pretty neat. So Sienna, take us through her round a little bit. What was it like, and how was she able to kind of keep herself calm in those moments and not spike herself when she had a bad shot?
absolutely. So Toma, we had a kind of a tough meet going on. We had showers that morning, some pretty good rain on and off. Not anything really terrible, but just enough to make kind of everything annoying and wet, and umbrellas out. So she had a pretty tough start. She had a couple triples in her first like 5 holes, but then really turned it around on the back 9. She made like a 25-foot putt for a birdie 2 on the 10th hole. So that just kind of turned everything around for her, and just had a really solid back 9. I was kind of able to be with her for a lot of that back 9 and say, hey, we're gonna try to hit it here, and we're not gonna go here, and things like that. So she just really kept her composure. And I told her as she walked off the 18th hole, I said, well, you're going to be the first sectional qualifier for Central for a long time. And she really had no idea. She was just staying in the game and grinding it through, which was really good to see.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And anytime you can hit one of those long putts, it just makes you feel better about yourself while you're out on the course. And it does kind of make you more relaxed and just kind of get back out into the groove. And well, we have to talk about the conference tournament too. You're at Viroqua a couple weeks ago. So how did the conference tournament go? It sounds like you didn't actually play as a team though, right? Because
Correct.
you only did a regionals.
Yep. So we actually played off. So we have a JV conference tournament that same day as well. That's only 9 holes. We played off our JV players to be on that varsity team for regional. So really solid there. So Sienna actually placed second at that meet, shooting a 90 there, shot 43 on the front nine at Viroqua Hills. Just an amazing round there as well. Just her game recently has just been really good. She's been hitting just really good shots off the tee and with her long irons, and it's fun to watch. And then Elena Wagner, I would be remiss not to talk about her. She had one of the best round of her life. I think don't quote me, I think it was like 108 or somewhere in there. So just a really solid round for her as well. And then those three ladies qualified for our varsity team at regionals.
Yeah, that's awesome then. So you were able to end up moving up with that full team. And well, I also have to ask about your home meet. That was on September 8th. I honestly can't remember what the weather was like then, but how was Forest Hills?
It was really great. The weather was perfect. I have to thank those guys out at Forest Hills. They give us the course for the front nine of the course on an afternoon on a Friday, which is a big deal for them. For us to be able to borrow that side of the course and utilize it is great. But yeah, as far as scores, I think we were just right in the middle of the pack. I think Sienna had I think seventh individually there. She did end up second team all conference too after our regional or after our conference tournament there. So she was in the top 12. So the way at golf, we have a point system for each meet. And then the top six girls at the end, top six highest points get first team, and then the 7th through 12th get second team. And Sienna was ninth in the conference. So really solid.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, I know we've talked about your numbers and whatnot. So who graduates from the program and how do you kind of rebuild for next year? Even though I know you got another meet coming up, so I don't want to, completely forget about that. But I do want to ask about the people that are leaving the program too.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're lucky this year. We have none leaving the program. No seniors. We're 2 juniors and 5 sophomores. So I'm just excited to see. And I obviously might not have numbers to support this, and I might be a little biased, but I think in a lot of ways we have probably had the most improvement of any team, at least in the area, maybe even the state. Like I said, girls coming in with 0 golf experience in August, and us changing those softball swings to look like golf swings. Sorry, Coach Colburn, but just great improvement. I mean, just as I go down the line, I think Sienna for our first like 3 or 4 meets was averaging 53, 54. Now at the end of the year, averaging 44, 45. So just huge improvement. Elena Wagner was probably averaging close to 60 and 9 holes, and now is down probably 52, 53, somewhere in there. So just extreme improvement, which I'm extremely happy about.
Yeah, that's great. And what do you ask of them throughout the off season then? Those that want to return, what's kind of the deal for the off season work? And certainly right now, obviously the weather's going to not cooperate here soon enough, and we're going to have that stuff on the ground that nobody wants to talk about. But I mean, you're going to have the spring and then the summer again. You obviously want them to get some reps in.
Yep, for sure. And we're extremely lucky in this area. We have just a few different opportunities for girls to play competitively over the summer. We have the TRGA, the Three Rivers Golf Association, that they host 9-hole and 18-hole tournaments that are extremely cheap for the ladies to get in, and just really good competition. So the opportunity for the girls to play competitively is there over the summer, and obviously I hope they take advantage of that.
Yeah, for sure. Well, then let's talk and preview coming up for sectionals. So
Mhm.
that's on Tuesday. Sienna will be playing at her Wild Ridge in Eau Claire. I know that you told me off the air that you were actually up there playing on Sunday. So there you go. You got a practice round in. How did things go for that? And then tell us a little bit about her day on Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, today was perfect. We had kind of a nice foursome. Sienna actually was gracious enough to let me and Coach Jamie play along with her. So along with her dad, we got to whack it around all 18 holes, and Wildridge is just a treat. It's a heck of a golf course. It's very underrated for people talking in the state. It's extremely nice. The views are spectacular. The greens roll great, and it's not easy. And we had that conversation today too with Sienna. I mean, there's a lot of sand out there. There's a lot of bunkers. There's a lot of fescue, and there's a lot of water. But we talked about, hey, we're not going to see those things. We're going to see the middle of the fairway.
Well, so the things get started. What time is the tee time then on Tuesday?
So she's at 9:10. So she's the second group. So the individuals go off first. So she's at 9:10, and like I said, she's going to be playing with that top tiers of golfers, which will be a good thing. I always say it's good to play with good golfers because you can replicate. So.
Well, hopefully you can email me or something, or get a hold of us somehow to let us know how she does on Tuesday. Maybe we could talk a little bit about her on the volleyball broadcast that we'll have on Tuesday night, because we're going to Toma to broadcast that. So get us that score. We want to know how Sienna does. And congratulations on all your success throughout the season, Coach Laxton. We do appreciate your time and all your information that you've been able to provide.
Oh, absolutely. We thank you guys, and I'll definitely let you know how we do on Tuesday, so you guys can report it out. We're so thankful to have you guys to be able to have these interviews and to play all the games. So I'll absolutely pass that on.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, that's Coach Laxton then of the Central Girls Golf. And I'm Joel McCall again. I already mentioned then at Toma on Tuesday for volleyball. We plan on doing volleyball at home on Thursday as well against Holman. Not sure about football yet, so we'll certainly let you know how that goes on our broadcast. Hopefully on Tuesday, we'll get a clarification to make sure that either we're there or not for football on Friday night at Sparta. For Coach Laxton, I'm Joel McCall. Thank you so much for tuning in here on the Central Riverhawks YouTube channel.